Welcome back to The Adventure, adventurers! And in this case, the adventure is bringing us to Dragonbane's Misty Vale for plenty of adventures. Yes, that's what it does. And before we dive into this adventure today, well, make sure to follow here on Twitch to stay updated on everything, and subscribe to YouTube and ring the bell, and also comment, because these adventures need word from their gods, and you are their gods, right? So you have to tell them what to do. Not that any of the adventurers are actually worshipping any god, but I don't know. Alright, we're ready to grab our dice, settle in. This show is rated R for possibly graphic violence, and I don't know about war crimes, though. I don't think we've done any war crimes yet.
Not yet, no.
Alright, I'm Mikael Hellstrom, and who are my friendly adventurers here today? Who starts?
I'll start. I'm Roger. I'm playing Omvar, the Wolfkin Animist.
I'm Ben. I'm playing Aethwin, the Elven Mariner.
Who is?
And I'm Wouter. Yes, the Mariner. I'm Wouter. I play Sir Quinlan Ponsworth, the Knight.
We
Who's
are
a duck?
not actually on an ocean right now. More's the pity. There is a bunch of adventures for Dragonbane where having a mariner is absolutely an asset in so many ways. But they haven't converted them to this edition of Dragonbane yet, so that's just life at the moment. At this particular moment, you had just murdered some cultists, taken their stuff, and it's gonna be the end of the shift, and I think we're at the stage of making camp, aren't we? Was a minute since we were here, everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday, speaking of which, with Christmas and New Year's and everything. Anybody get
Yeah, a bit too much food, unfortunately. It came out again during the old year, new year evening.
I don't know if I need the details on that.
Yes, apparently eating too much oily delicacies is not advisable.
Okay. I'll take...
I just heard Homer Simpson say, oily delicacies.
Alright, Omvar, do you want to try to set up a camp with a boon because you have the tent? It's a good thing you had a boon. Alright, we have a tent for... Is it for everyone, though? It's a 6-person tent, right? And right now we have Ophelia, Shadowleaf, Grody the Mudman, Aethwin, Omvar, and Sir Quinlan. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can squeeze in one elf into the tent. The other one
I
will
suppose
have to...
whoever's standing guard will be outside, so it works.
Oh, you're right. It just works. One more person and you'll need another tent. But it just works.
They can bring their own tent.
Yeah. Having established this campground with a tent, who's going to do what this evening? We have... You could hunt, you could fish, you could forage, you could cook. All sorts of things we can do here.
I am definitely going to... We're by a river. I should be fishing.
You're quite ways away from the river. It's in the next hex.
3 kilometers is like a 15-minute walk, right?
I suppose it is. It's not super far.
Do I have a boon on that, or is it just normal?
You don't have a fishing net, right? You have a fishing rod.
Rod, yeah.
But it should say on the tool if it gives you a boon or not.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I clicked on the skill, not the tool. Where is the tool?
Fishing. Where's the fishing rod? Oh, it's on the... It's on Luro. Our donkey has a fishing rod. Description. Gives D4 rations of food when fishing, so no boons for that.
Okay, got it. All right.
But it is a success, so you get your boons. You get your... no, your D4 rations of food, which is 2. 2 rations of food. They have to be cooked. Who's gonna cook them? We don't have a halfling here. We're at disadvantage, everyone. Also, who is watching for danger? One of our friends here, Aldonil and
They're
Finn,
probably better at it than some of us.
All right, I'm gonna have... yeah, they have an awareness of 12, which is not terrible. So I'm gonna have them roll their awareness to keep check on bad things. That's a success on Orofin. Is anyone else doing anything like...
Omvar can cook the food.
Omvar can cook the food. Excellent. Let's do some cooking then. Cooking is, of course, food in the wilderness. Cooking. Roll against... no. Bushcraft roll. You have a field kitchen, so you have a boon.
No, I've got the cook food magic trick.
Oh, you do... that's... okay. Then you lose a willpower point, and the food is cooked. Boom! Where are we putting the... are we putting the rations on... no, we're not putting it on Luro, because Luro is already fully loaded. How many rations was it again? 2. Yeah, I could put it on Grody. Why is he named Grody instead of Grady? That's what I want to know.
Just eat the rations tomorrow morning anyway.
Yeah. We're keeping track of things here, aren't we? Is anyone sleeping this shift? Because someone has to stay up all night. I guess I could put... oh, here we go. Yeah, it's gonna be Aldonil sleeping. Maybe they don't trust you entirely yet. Yeah.
Straight.
Anyone else gonna sleep during the evening shift? Omvar and Aethun
Yeah,
have done
might
their
as
thing.
well.
Sir Quinlan
That's
sleeping?
the shift rest, yes.
Yes, but you don't click it until I tell you to, because things
Of
might
course.
happen. Muhaha.
Of course, I'm not clicking anything.
Can
I
Omvar
swear.
sleep? Can Omvar sleep yet, or is he still taking his time with putting up the camp?
He's taking the time with the camp, yeah. Actually, no, he can sleep, I think. I'm thinking about Forbidden Lands, where it takes longer to make camp.
Yeah, in that case he will sleep because he's not in a particularly great state at the moment.
Perfect time for a nasty surprise.
Just might be, yeah. Well.
Is there anything a shift rest can't cure? It seems pretty potent in body.
If you're poisoned in various ways, it's not gonna help that, and sicknesses. But otherwise, yeah. You are enjoying an evening. It's still not terribly warm, but it's warming up after the previous cold day, and you don't have to roll for cold anymore. Isn't that nice? Apparently, the weather has shifted finally. Maybe that was the last blast of winter, and the weather is finally turning to what it should be, an actual summer. Wispy clouds. That's not uncommon in these parts. This is the Misty Vale after all. It's like misty all the time, isn't it? That's why it's called the Misty Vale, isn't it? See? But I can say that Sir Quinlan can now push his rest button. Doesn't that feel good?
Finally.
Yay! 6
I am
hit
restored.
points and willpower points restored. And I guess that means that we're gonna have at least that person standing watch and this person going to sleep. Ace, you haven't rested yet, Aethwin.
I didn't mean to click. I didn't mean.
Ah!
Sorry.
Now
Not that
comes
it
the
did anything,
nightfall.
but
The nightfall is upon us. And, dark it gets. Yes. Everybody's sleeping and in the deep dark. And who's taking watch now? Okay, yeah, it's another of your elf friends, clearly. Anyone else want to stay awake during the night?
Might as well help keep an eye.
Okay then, I think that was a good idea, Sir Quinlan. Why don't you roll your awareness check while everybody else is sleeping?
Yes, I'm sure that'll go swimmingly.
I'm sure it will.
Please, for the love of God.
That was close.
I'm keeping it.
You're keeping it?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. We are trusting to fate here. We're trusting that nothing bad will befall you during the night and that you will not get ambushed.
Trusting that you won't totally annihilate us already.
Then. Here we are in the dark in the forest. And it's no longer a snowy forest clearing because, you know what? The snow is melting. It's now a muddy snow clearing. Which makes a huge difference, doesn't it? You're gonna slip in the mud all the time.
Just hold on to the donkey for stability.
I guess, though, when you are, in fact, a mudman, like Grody, maybe that's not such a big deal. I'm in the mud now. This is great for me.
It's like swimming, but different.
Exactly. Alright, let's have a look here at who is actually awake. Oh, I need to move things here so I can see my screen properly.
That just makes me think of Skyrim.
So, Ophelia is obviously sleeping. Aethuin is sleeping.
Yes.
Omvar is sleeping. Grody is sleeping. But Sir Quinlan is awake and alert and knows exactly what's going on everywhere. Right?
Awake, yes. Alert.
Yeah,
maybe.
you're right. He's awake, not alert. I absolutely concede this. This is
I mean,
true.
he thinks he's alert, but that is not the same, of course.
It is not the same. You're right. You are quite right. And we also have a couple of elves here who also think they're alert, but really aren't in this place. Where, since I switched to a map, there's absolutely no risk of anything happening, right? Nothing is happening.
You wouldn't dare!
Nothing would happen if I switched to a map.
No, it's just a jump scare.
Yep.
Yes.
That's what it is. Let's just say like this.
Okay, that has wings. That doesn't look good.
Dragon?
Let's add some people to the initiative here. And Sir Quinlan, and yeah, I'm gonna put an initiative for Aldenil, and then we'll see, oh my god, what Sir Quinlan gets in terms of initiative.
Almost.
I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
Let me
No,
guess,
that's
it wants more snacks.
Are mallards predisposed to low mobility, or was that just how your character...
That's just Quinlan.
It's both, actually. So, mallards get a lower base mobility than other kin, and then Sir Quinlan also, on top of that, has very low agility. So, he's the slowest you can be, basically.
They're not built for land, really. If it's swimming would be great, but...
A roar comes from the forest. And out from the forest it moves. Against whom exactly? I'm gonna roll a d2. If it's a 1, it's against Sir Quinlan. Otherwise, it's against your elf friend. Okay, Sir Quinlan is gonna have the thing stomp out into the clearing. Ba-boom, ba-boom,
It
ba-boom.
likes roast duck more, apparently.
Yes, it does. And it will a tail strike on you. Rah! It inflicts a d12 piercing damage. It's gonna be 7 piercing damage on Sir Quinlan, but you have 8 in defense. Clank! You can hear the tail spike smack against you. You could parry it with a shield, but apparently you don't have to because your armor is just that stuff. That's just that stern. It doesn't go through. Aren't you happy that you're wearing plate armor right now?
I am very happy I'm wearing plate armor. I couldn't run for my life, after all.
And then it
Sparks
charges
going.
you. Boom! 3d6 bludgeoning damage and knocked down, which is gonna be enough to actually hurt you. Boff! 4 hit points in. And you are
Foul
knocked down.
creature!
Yeah. And Sir Quinlan is up now.
Getting up would be nice.
Yes, it would be. Up, here you go. Are we gonna hit the thing?
Yeah, I can hit it while also shouting people awake, yes?
Oh yeah. As an action here, combat, actions in combat, free actions, drawing a weapon, dropping to the ground, shouting a few words. Everybody up, man, monster!
Though I suppose the loud roar the creature made also was
Yeah,
quite...
yeah.
Yes.
Problem is, of course, everybody's unarmored and lying down. Unless you're wearing leather.
Let's see, so I can hit it as well. Let's see.
Yeah. But how? How brutal?
Well, I have my my broadsword, so let's see if I can hit anything here. That's
Whoosh.
disappointing. Yes, but that is not our system of the day.
It is
or
not.
Week. Or month. Or year.
Exactly.
Or decade.
Do you want to push
Or
it or
century.
not?
Yeah, let's get angry.
That makes sense. You're a mallard after all.
Like,
That's a hit at least. Roll damage. 10 points. You slash it across the flank and blood is drawn and it roars even more because it didn't like getting hurt like that.
that's understandable.
You're going to have your friend Aldenil here who's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 5 there. Now it can shoot. Now Aldenil will be able to shoot at this beastly thing with a longbow. And hit. For 15 points of damage.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a longbow. This is a good thing. It is hurt between your brutal attack with a sword and that arrow lodging itself in the neck in a way that is most hurtful. It is probably not a very happy creature right now. But the good news is everybody else gets to join as you are woken up by the ruckus. You are no longer sleeping. What was that noise? Everybody cries out. And we will see what new initiatives everybody will get. Why don't we draw an initiative for Aethuin? Oh, you've already done that. Good job. Boom.
Yeah.
Alright, so new initiative has been drawn. There? I'm sorry. Gotta fix this again, I probably. There we go. Now it's a new initiative. Sir Quinlan is first.
Better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Attack it again.
I'm already angry anyway, so I might as well use this.
Apparently, you were not such an easy morsel as this monster thought.
Indeed, it will pay the price.
It will indeed. Look at that attack. Why did you roll 2? Oh, you had a boon. Where did you get the boon? I don't remember.
From ill-tempered.
That's only when you actually activate ill-tempered. It's like a single turn, though.
I did.
Oh, you did that now. Okay, got you.
Yeah, I said he gets even angrier.
Oh, you did. Yeah, then we get another check mark on something here. Because when you're already angry... Oh, okay. I'm supposed to... Okay, fair enough. There we go. Boom. How much damage did we do? 8. It roars. Backs up from you. It's really in a great deal of pain. You were very far from the easy morsel this beast thought you would be. I think it's right now regretting its life choices.
Perhaps we'll be having Manticore for dinner instead of being dinner for Manticore.
But, as much as you would like to, it will fly away really fast!
Of course it does.
Yep, it's out of here. And thus endeth the fight. Yeah. You did some good damage there.
Why do we keep getting attacked when I'm standing watch?
Isn't that the question? Unfortunately, everybody else's sleep was disrupted. Aethuin, Omvar, Ophelia, everyone. You are now sleep deprived, unfortunately. And you didn't get to heal things properly either, sadly. When you come out of your tents, you're absolutely still bed hair, and Ophelia in the buff with her warhammer, and just, oh, it fled. Go back to bed, but it's too late. Too late for that. I don't know. Though Ophelia, she's definitely a very muscular lady. Her in the buff might not be the worst sight you've ever seen. Don't know about Aethuin in the buff, or Omvar, but he's just furry, and Grody is just covered in feathers.
That's like Donald Duck. He doesn't need the shirt, but it adds an aesthetic.
Maybe, yeah. After this night of actually not getting any proper sleep for several of our friends here, what do we do in the morning? This morning it is nice and warm compared to yesterday. The snow is melting everywhere after that blizzard, which is going to turn everything into mud for a couple of days. You're going to have a nice and balmy plus 11 Celsius, which is, what, 50s in Fahrenheit, I think, or mid-40s perhaps. So it's an Arizona winter. Do you even get such low temperatures in the winter? I don't know.
I mean, at night, it's getting down to 39, 40 Fahrenheit.
Okay, yeah.
It's still 70 during the day, and I don't know what that is in Celsius.
Yeah, this 11 is 52 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not 52 here right now. It's 40 right now.
Yeah. It's tolerable. You can tell Swedes designed this fantasy world, right? But yeah, we have a morning with a lot of people who are not properly rested. You did defeat the Manticore. Plenty of Manticores in this forest, isn't it?
Maybe they're family.
Yeah. Maybe they are. Yeah, maybe they're all family. And Sir Quinlan is now a little bit hurt and angry. Though you do have the chance to... You do have the chance to do a stretch rest, Sir Quinlan. Everybody can do that if you want. That's going to regain you something.
Yeah, definitely do that.
But
yeah.
not for those who are sleep deprived, unfortunately. So there's that.
Oh wait, I'm sleep deprived. I should
Yeah,
have put that.
yeah, that's the thing.
It didn't change anything. So.
No, it didn't. But it would change
No.
something for Grody the Mudman, because, yeah.
Does say still angry. Does the angry count for double or something if I use the... See.
Regardless, you can take, even if it would do that, you have a memento, don't you know? And if you spend a little while with your strangely shaped stone, you actually recover 2 conditions. What are you doing with your strangely shaped stone to recover that other condition?
Tossing it from hand to hand, examining it closely, seeing if it's anything.
Why does it calm you down the way it does?
It's familiar. Also hoping it's an egg or something and not just a stone.
It doesn't seem to be hatching yet, does it?
Maybe if it travels around more. Maybe it is just a rock and he gets carried away fantasizing about what could be inside it.
Yes. Hopefully one day, etc.
It will hatch and there will be little rocks inside. One of those Russian dolls.
Ah, yes! And Sir Quinlan feels so much more relaxed. But now we come to the question. Seeing as you didn't get a good night's sleep, are we getting a good morning sleep instead? To get up to the fort in question will only take you about 1 shift, right? Ish? Yeah, about a shift to get there. Even through the
Probably a good idea, yes.
You could get there by nightfall if you spend the morning sleeping, hopefully not being accosted by more Manticores. Is that the decision here?
Yes, I think so.
All right. Who's going to take watch then? Sir Quinlan again?
Is that wise?
We have 2
I guess
watchers.
Omvar could do it since he already got his rest earlier and probably should have been on watch instead of sleeping. So
Fair enough. Okay. We'll have Omvar be on watch.
what is the name of this place we're going to again? Is it Fort Malice or Fort Malice? Because neither sounds good.
Fort Malus. Which I know does not sound good. But Malus, not Malice. Alright then, so we're making another attempt to sleep, aren't we? Goes to sleep. And goes to sleep. And everybody is just snoring away happily ever after, right? Sir Quinlan, why don't you make an awareness check? I'm doing one with our elf friend too, who fails yet again. That's a bit embarrassing. Twice in a row. Sir Quinlan, you're amazing at this, right?
I
You
actually
succeeded!
succeeded!
How? Oh, it's because you have awareness 6 now. So even with your big clunky helmet, you will be able to... Not so much the soul worker here, unfortunately. Yeah.
It's another Manticore groan.
Maybe.
Can you die from sleep deprivation?
Nope, you just lose a bunch of willpower points, basically. I want Sir Quinlan to roll another d20 for your... check, please.
Oh dear.
Yeah. I'm cruelty himself. Oh, no, just one more die. I'll take the first
Oh,
one.
okay.
And the first one was a 17. That's a bit
Of
sad.
course it was.
Well-
why is he on watch again?
Because he has the big burly helmet. Well,
Suppose the armor helps.
not another Manticore. Because you said that, I'm gonna make it another Manticore. Why not?
Where are the dragons?
Not here yet, apparently.
Ah, they're coming. Yes, next season.
Yep. Absolutely. It will jump in there, and it will have its... Because they always succeed in sneaking up on you, don't they?
It's almost like they're natural predators.
Yes. Just that. Omvar, draw your initiative. Oh, you did. Good. Everybody has one. Excellent.
Not so good. My initiative seems to be terrible most of the time.
You need to have the veteran heroic ability, because then you can, when you roll a really low initiative, you can keep it. This time it comes from this side! And I'm sure it's going to go after Sequinlan, because Sequinlan is the only one there. Boom, ba boom! We have more terror in the forest. Why are there so many Manticores here?
Again?
Yeah. I have a feeling that we're all going to hate this forest by the end of everything.
Thinking we should
Tail
probably
spikes.
genocide the Manticores.
Tail spikes on you! And they don't go through your armor. That was a close one. Kablang! And then again.
Sparks fly everywhere.
Yeah. Razor sharp bite! Ah! 3d8 slashing damage. This can get ugly. And it did. 15. That's 7 points of damage on you, Sir Quinlan.
Animal creature!
Right? Ah! You're standing there. Your arm is inside his mouth, and it's just all the teeth are just buckling your armor, and there's blood. There's definitely blood.
That arm's mine! Give it back!
Grody is... Oh, everybody's sleeping this first turn, so... Aldalil is not, though, so he is gonna rush up here and put an arrow in the beast. Because, why are there so many of them here? Aldalil cries as he shoots and hits. And that's a good thing, because we need to do all the damage on this thing again. This new other thing. In the flank. Or, Omvar, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna put my quiver of metal arrows, and I'm gonna do entangling roots on it, or ensnaring roots, whatever they're called. I'm gonna try and stick it in place so then we can get away from it and hit it from a distance.
Very well. Ensnaring roots, your new magic. Which I'm sure you have memorized the night before, so it's fine. You don't have to use your tome.
And no boons or banes on this, do I get?
It depends. If you roll a power level 1... no, you don't get boons or banes. No, that's right. Oh, the spell does not work on monsters, and this is a monster. Sorry, it's not going to work on the Manticore.
Okay, that's disappointing.
Yep.
Because most things capable of flight and other like extreme maneuvers that you'd really want in snaring routes will probably be monsters.
Yep.
Right.
But you can still ensnare, like, bandits and all the other people around, like orcs and goblins and whatnot.
Right. I guess I'll put an arrow into it.
The solution to every problem.
Arrow goes through the air and quite above the thing. Unless you want to push that roll.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh.
You're looking at this horrible creature and wondering, are we ever gonna get to the place that we're trying to get to? Maybe never. An arrow is now sticking out of its flank. Sir Quinlan, you're up. You can
Time
do something.
to be ill-tempered.
Yes. Again.
Edit with these mangy manticores.
Then you get a boon. This is definitely Donald Duck being angry levels of angry.
Yes.
$10 points of damage. It roars roars in pain and anger. And that is when we get to a new turn, and now all the people who were sleeping are no longer sleeping.
Oof.
They are, however, lying down. They're also going to be very...
Why don't they sleep standing up for convenience?
Right? And Grody is the first to act now. He is going to stand up. I think... is standing up? I forget. Is standing up an action? Combat...
Good question. Knockdown is something more specific than
Actions.
being asleep.
Change position. No, it's a free action. So he gets up, and then he's gonna... Oh, he has... Well, he only has leather, so he can actually sleep in it. So he's gonna pull out his weapon, obviously. Is that an action, though? Again, is that an action? Prepare your... No, draw weapon is also a free action. Isn't that nice? So he's gonna just run like a mad duck. Mallard, in fact. Rah! It's a monster! I'll slay it! Because he has... I don't know if he can actually get all the way to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Nope. I guess he's running up here and shooting it with his short bow. Because that is at least going to do some kind of damage. You know what? I think he's also going to be ill-tempered because there's a monster here and he needs to destroy that thing.
And he barely got sleep.
Exactly, that too. He's angry. And he succeeds. And he hits the monster for 9 points of... That's a solid hit, isn't it? It's right in the shoulder. The Manticore screams in pain. Ah, and unfortunately, now it's the Manticore's turn, and it runs away and flees from combat immediately. Bye.
Why?
Yeah, the Manticores are doing sleep deprivation torture on us.
Yes, they are.
It's a coordinated attack.
Yeah, they're gonna wear you down. That's how they do it. Eventually, you'll be unconscious, and then they strike and finally eat you. Alright, so now we have sleep deprivation going on here.
We're actually worse off now than if we just pushed on.
Maybe a little bit. You are now losing... You cannot sleep in armor, so even Grody was... So nobody can sleep in leather either. Okay, everybody... You will heal hit points as usual, so you can still do your stretch rests for hit points. But as sleep deprived, you don't heal any willpower points at all. And because you're now sleep deprived, everybody will lose a d6 willpower points. So let's roll them bones. I think it's only Sir Quinlan and Aldenil and Omvar who are not sleep deprived at this point. So,
but can't stretch rest anymore, so my arms.
You can stretch rest. This is a new quarters. You can stretch rest. You can just...
The button is still grayed out.
Yeah, but that's when you click the past one shift of time. Yeah, there's the hourglass button.
Another... Oh my god, another button.
Yeah, and now you can do a stretch rest.
That's amazing.
But you don't recover the willpower, though.
But only one health. That's just terrible.
Okay, so do you need healing magic?
We need...
I'll mark the willpower.
Yeah, he does need some of that.
There we go.
Ophelia is going to lose a d6 willpower points, of course, because she's sleep deprived. She's soon going to faint because she's running out of those. She is going to take a stretch rest, obviously, to heal the hit points that she hasn't healed. So that gives her d6 hit points back at least. So that's fine, but her willpower is still terrible. Who else? He's alright. Aethuin, how are you doing for different things here? You're fine, actually. Except you're gonna... How many... you lost 4 willpower points.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I still have the angry status.
Yeah, because you're not gonna be able to heal that condition for a while. Level 1 heal wound. Okay, Sir Quinlan is gonna heal some wounds. Grody is now fine as far as hit points are concerned, but not willpower points. Alright. It seems it's a challenge to sleep in this place, isn't it? As much as you try, you just can't get a good night's sleep here.
Let's not open an inn here.
And now it's noon, and you also need to eat something, don't you? Some food, which is gonna be 5 food, right? 1.
Should I add the
4
health,
food.
by the way, or?
What was that? Oh yeah, how
Should
much hit points did he heal? 10. Look at that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that means I'm fully healed.
You are
I'm
fully
very
healed.
grateful.
Yeah. What does that look like
Amazing.
when Omvar does that?
It's like he grabs hold of the wound and all his muscles jack up and he squeezes and it actually looks like it squeezes the wound out of the body. And it just sort of gets smaller and smaller, like the injury is actually pushed away.
Nice.
If you start squeezing, it's first probably going to be, what are you doing?
And then you feel the cold numbness that takes away all the pain, and you know you are now much better off. Friends, the elves are what's with this place in Manticores. That's the 3rd one in 12 hours.
Wouldn't they know they live in the wild, right?
We're not from around here. This is the Iron Forest.
I guess we just push on to the fortress. And what's the threat profile here? We're looking for the knight who disappeared with the elf woman, but what else have we heard this here?
You ran into some cultists yesterday. They might be more in the area.
And is this the place that supposedly has the golden apples as well, or is that somewhere else?
Yeah, this is the Golden Apples place.
I guess we keep going and...
Is everybody in
close as we
agreement
can
with this?
Sure.
As close as we can, take up a stealthy position and just see what there is to be seen.
I think the elves and Grody are a bit like, we should really get a proper sleep, but I suppose we can get up there first and sneak up on the place or something, and then make camp and sleep for the night. If it's
Slightly
too late.
closer camp would be a good idea, but yeah, we should get somewhere.
Ideally indoors, in a room with doors and windows too small for manticores to get through.
You're not wrong about that. Alright then, Omvar. You are not sleep deprived yet, so that's nice. So you can roll your
Yet, he
pathfinding
says.
yet to get the last of the bit here. You have a map too, so you don't get a... Do you get a boon for that, or is it just not a bane? I don't remember.
Yeah, it also says I get a boon for fur. Is that turned off in this situation, or does that count as the boon for the map?
No, the fur is only for resisting cold, so... Look at that! Succeeds with a dragon! You know exactly where we're going. Like, oh, what? It's easy! Even now that the tracks of the horse has disappeared because the snow has melted, it's easy to follow the tracks here. Just go along with the rise of the forest. Moss is on the south side of the trees and everything to gather up sun. You know exactly where we're going, even though it's wispy clouds and it's not easy to see the sun through the foliage. But
Funny how nerve-wracking it is when Foundry's lagging, because you see the up arrow appear on your core skills before you see the dice roll or the result
that
come up.
a
So you
fumble?
know it's when either we're very well or very badly.
I want everybody to roll an awareness check with a bane, please.
Oh dear.
I have an extra bane.
Yeah, an extra bane then.
I'm not pushing that. I'm already suffering.
Not pushing them to it.
You're suffering. Everybody's suffering now, aren't they? It's just not easy to be out in the wilds at the moment, is it? Who is where on our little march here through the forest, I wonder? Let's have
It's
a
on
look.
Vale front since he's Pathfinder.
That makes sense, yeah. Walking along up front here. When who's gonna scream another one? It's Aldonil. And here's the donkey. We have a donkey too. And yeah, we have another one. It's 1 in a d12 that I roll that particular result. And now I've done it 3 times in a row. And I don't even know how. But
Yes,
here
we need to
are.
genocide these Manticores.
Clearly. This time it's coming, but this time it doesn't surprise you guys because thankfully one of the elves actually spotted it. And it's coming from this area this time. There's no point in not having the combat music on, right? This is the 3rd Manticore, 4th in 24 hours. So many Manticores! Pull your initiative cards, everybody.
It says there's not enough initiative cards in the deck.
Okay, I'll fix that. Now, there's all the cards are shuffled back in.
There we go. Oh, a 9. That makes sense.
It
Donkey goes first.
Sir Quinlan? Not going first today.
Already
Isn't it nice
fought
to
2
have a
of them.
bunch of
I'm not
companions with you?
enthusiastic.
I think it's probably nice to have a bunch of companions with you, isn't it?
Yes.
Grody
Shield.
goes first. Okay. He sees this horrid creature and he screams, "Die, horrible beastie!" And then he's gonna activate his ill-tempered because he be like that. And then he will shoot his short bow on this horrible beastie. Because he doesn't use his bard abilities when there are monsters about. He just wants to kill them immediately. And he hits like the determined bard he is. That's how he gets his XP, by the way. Yeah. 8 hit points of damage. It roars in flight. But that is all Grody can do. Well, he can move forwards a bit too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into the wilds. Aldonil moves out here.
It really is just the setup of the title of a fantasy novel, isn't it? Like the Manticores of Dragonfang Pass.
Absolutely that. That's a miss. Ah, sad. Donkey's gonna run away! You're very surprised, aren't you?
We need battle armor and training for the monkey.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bump bump. And then
The
what?
donkey just runs straight up a cliff face.
Yep. You would too if you wanted to avoid to become food for a manticore. Now, Manticore wants donkey to become food for it. So it's gonna fly after the donkey.
Are we not tasty enough?
Actually, it's gonna attack you guys because you hurt it already. Grody's gonna get it. Ah! Grody's gonna get it. Spike rain! A rain of deadly spikes from its tail. All adventurers within 10 meters. Why is it feet? We need meters, dang it. 10 meters. I'm gonna make like a cone here. Seems like a reasonable type of... Okay, 10 meters we said. There. Quinlan can avoid it. And Omvar as well, but not Grady, Ophelia, Aethwin, or the other elf.
Ooh.
Yeah, Grody will take 1d10 piercing damage. Wait, what?
I clicked a button.
Oh, you clicked the button. Okay.
There was a button for me to click, so I clicked it.
Okay. So I guess you take 7 points of damage then, Aethuin. Grody takes 2 points. I don't know if that was the order.
That's fine. It'll work out.
It'll work out. And then we'll have Ophelia will take 2 points, which just bounces off her armor, because she does have plate. And then Orofin, who has 1 point leather, will take 3 points of damage. Unfortunately... Oh, he's healed up by now, though. 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, as this happens, he will also be injected by paralyzing poison of potency 12. So, let's go to poisons, everyone!
Oh dear.
Yeah, we have... The only one who's not going to be affected is Ophelia. Paralyzing poison. You need to roll. It's an open opposed roll between the potency and your constitution. If the poison wins, you suffer its full effect. If you win, you suffer the limited effect of the poison. Roll a constitution check then, Aethuin, please. And I'll roll a d20 against a 12. Well, you succeeded really well, didn't you?
I'll take it.
And the poison succeeded as well. Now we have an opposed roll, so... Opposed rolls. If both of you succeeded, your action succeeded if the result of your roll is lower or equal than your opponent's result. You succeed and take only half effect from the poison. Which in this case means... you become exhausted. It's not like you're using your strength for much anyway. Grody rolls a constitution check. And succeeds. The poison rolls against Grody and fails. Grody will become exhausted. And finally, we have the elf who rolls a 14 and fails. And the poison succeeds. Full effect on the elf. Ugh, says the elf as the poison takes over. Become exhausted and must make a constitution roll each turn. If it fails, you can neither move nor perform actions. Paralyzed. The elf is paralyzed by this nefarious poison. Ugh. Alright, Ophelia is now up and will run to confront this terrible beastie. There we go. And she has a big hammer. It can hit things. Unless she rolls like that, and since she's an NPC, she can't push it. Manticore will do another action. It will... runs up to a player okay, Grody or Ophelia will get a claw attack. It's gonna be Grody, which is a bad thing because Grody's not one with armor. 2d6 slashing damage. Knocks them down. Boom. And tears them up. 2d8 plus a d6. That is 12 points in total. It's going to be 11 points in total. Good news, Grody has 15 hit points. Still 14, so he's not down yet. He just screams as this big thing just pushes him down. Blood everywhere. That hurt a lot. Orphan is paralyzed, but gets to roll a constitution check to not be paralyzed. Succeeds! He shakes it off and gets to act by, in this case, shoot his bow at this nefarious foe. That was a rhyme. You have to respect that. That's a hit. And 9 points. Ugh, another arrow sticking out from its hide. Omvar.
Okay, what's priority here? Damage dealing, or should I bring Grody back up?
Oh, Grody is in pain. He has 3 hit points left.
I think Grody has to be priority. Also, will my healing undo poison?
You know what? I don't know off the top of my head. Let's see what it says. Under spells. It doesn't say that. Doesn't say anything about poison.
It's got 10 points back anyway.
You're running up here and you're doing the thing, and Grody's going, ah. Thank you. As he's lying. Aethuin, you have a chance to hit something this time.
Let's see.
This episode will be called, Why Are All the Manticores Here?
All right. Huh?
That's a hit. 10 points. Nice done. Nicely done. Oh! By now, you're starting to recognize the behavior of these things, and it definitely has had enough. From all these arrows. Sir Quinlan, though. You can't even reach it in a single...
Guess I'll get as close as possible.
So you're running towards it, then.
Yes.
You can get 12 meters. So that is 6 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's exactly how far you'll get. So, yeah. You're close enough to fight it now. Yay!
But it's probably gonna run.
It's probably gonna run. You might have better... Look at that. You do have better initiative than the Manticore. Only just. Yeah. And so does the elves. They want to get some... Okay, that's a good hit right under the wing. Oh, the bleeding, dripping. It's in pain. And Aldonil will also shoot it, because we're not going to let this thing get away, are we? Except we are, apparently. Donkey keeps running! Donkey's off the
Join
map,
the fight,
you guys.
donkey.
It got away. The donkey got away. Sir Quinlan, you have a chance to do things, like murdering people. Or the monster, anyway.
The Manticore is not a person.
It is not.
I will get very angry because I've had enough of these creatures. Just die already! Hey!
That's a hit. You know what? Trophy! You chop its head off. Or do you? How do you kill it? You can describe.
Definitely, I'll definitely stab its body or slash at its body and then deal the neck some extra damage as well.
A dead manticore. You can mount the head on on your mantelpiece. Grody is gonna stand on top of this dead manticore and just like a great hunter and just and stab it once more just for good measure because he has in fact a short sword.
We haven't brought an artist to immortalize this.
Very sad indeed. For those who can, he's gonna take a stretch rest to recover some of his hit points there because he can. You won't recover
Ah,
the
yes,
willpower,
that's
of
a
course.
good idea.
Can I do the same?
Absolutely. You don't get to recover any willpower, of
Oh,
course, but
it said I'd already taken a stretch rest.
Use the hourglass again.
yeah, it's the hourglass thing.
Oh. Mm. No.
Oh.
All right,
But
6.
you don't recover the willpower points. You obviously add those again in the case of.
How do I, oh, there.
So how many
Yeah, I still have the willpower points off.
how many willpower points did you lose, Sir Quinlan? Was it 3 or 6?
6.
Okay, so.
But I'm not sleep deprived, right? Because I took
No, you're
that,
not. You're right.
But
That's
yeah,
fine. Yeah,
yeah,
you're not
no.
sleep deprived yet. You
maybe
will be.
maybe you're getting close to sleep deprived for getting that.
Yeah, that could be the case. That could be the case. Yeah. Oh dear, we're approaching Fort Malice finally, aren't we? And the sun is starting to set.
Where's our donkey?
You're gonna find your donkey. Don't worry about that.
Oh, that's nice.
I think it's pretty nice. Let me tell you what this place might look like as you're approaching it. Oh, I should definitely go back here, and we need to get all of y'all back here so we can have a nice little cluster of adventurers, as it were. Then I can simply copy all your tokens and put it down in the right spot. I'm gonna put them on like a line here, just to make it so you can see like most of the fortress in the distance. As you're approaching this place, let me describe first before I reveal this great place where you will never leave alive or something.
Oh dear.
Who knows? Maybe you will, maybe you won't. It is dark under the clouds that cover the Misty Vale. Every once in a while you might even feel a raindrop here, and the leaves perform a rustling, splashing dance in the gusty wind. Also joining in are the cones of light beaming at the forest from the tops of the wall, from lanterns carried by guards peering outwards, but maybe longing inward to the warmth of the keep. Yeah, there we are. Welcome to Fort Malice, everyone. Apparently, the fort is inhabited. Can I have awareness checks, please, everyone?
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Did anyone succeed yet? No?
No.
Oh my god. I guess it's up to the others then. Where did our friend the knight go? Oh, there she is.
He just came back with the dock.
Yeah. Ha! She doesn't have a helmet, see? Not at all. Ophelia, as you're standing on this pathway up to the fort itself, she will cry out and point to the bushes nearby. That means that I need to put down some bushes, don't it? Because there are bushes nearby. Plenty of, as well. Like there, some bushes, and probably here too, and maybe there's a little bit more of bushes. Here's some bushes. And she points to these bushes on the side here. Because, look, there's a fella there, hiding. And as she points out, you can see him. He looks like a he, at least. He sits there in the bushes with some dark cloak on him. And he's bald with just a little fringe of hair around the bald pate of his head. And he has yellow eyes, actually. And a bit of a scar going down from, yeah.
Like he's in cover and he's watching this fortress.
Yeah, and watching you too. He shudders a bit when he sees that you have seen him. What you want to do? He's waving a little bit.
Waving?
Yeah, to you guys.
I
Now
guess-
that he knows that you've seen him.
Just sneak
Wave
over
back
and
at
hide
him.
in the bushes with him.
All right. So we're all in the bushes now, are we?
We just asked him to come out of the bushes instead, but I don't know.
Yeah, he looks in a great deal of fear on all of you. Hello? I'm Oser. Who are you? He whispers a bit because he doesn't want to alert the guards on the parapets. Nobody speaking?
That might as well. We are travelers looking into the disappearance of a friend of our friends here, and I look at the elves.
They're nodding. Oh, I see. Yes, you've had someone abducted too?
So it would seem, yes, sir,
Yeah.
good sir.
Ah, so have I. I have a friend who's been taken by the evil knights inside. My friend Blue told. He has a scar across his forehead down to the left eye. I don't know if you've seen him.
Haven't seen anyone really. There were some strange cultists clearing up a while back, but other than that, no sign of anyone by that description.
Oh, very well. They have him inside now anyway. We're explorers, adventurers, maybe like yourselves. How do you plan to... Now, I had no hope of getting in myself, but with such a great company as you have, maybe we can free the captives from these evil knights.
Yes, we aim to rest up and then have a look inside.
Rest up? Rest up? I suppose that's not a bad idea. Very well.
We've been disturbed by 3 Manticores in a row.
Oh, the Iron
Apparently,
Forest is a wild place. Shall we withdraw then? So we set up a camp and we... Oh, I see. We set up camp for the evening and then we approach at night. This is an excellent idea.
Yes, approach when they don't see us.
Yes, very good. Very good. Let's do that. Oser will join you now. You have a huge group here. Everybody's looking for someone these Knights of Eledain have abducted. Oh dear.
Can you imagine what it'd be like if we brought that other adventuring party with us as well?
Oh my. That would be intense.
Maybe the Siege of Helm's Deep.
Yep, pretty much. That's what we're getting with this, isn't it? Just fixing the tokens here because it bugs me. But anyway, we are gonna go back to a camp then. Which is gonna be a different map that we've been on before, haven't we? We'd been here before. We're going in circles.
Woo.
We're gonna set up camp, and I know who's gonna set up that camp, right? Umvar? How did that go? Success! Excellent. Good for you. Okay, right now everybody is at the risk of getting sleep deprived except Oser. So maybe you can take Oser the Explorer as your person to watch for dangers in the Iron Forest.
Do we trust him?
That's the question though, isn't it?
Yes, I trust him.
Oh, yes, Aethuin is trusting him, because Aethuin is gullible, right?
Yep. Look, I flipped a coin.
Yep.
A coin.
He's going to talk you all into trusting him, isn't he? You all need to sleep, so...
Might as well flip a coin as to...
But you don't have the gullible weakness.
Actually.
Oh, do you? Yes, you
Yes.
do! That's great. Okay, I think between Aethuin and... No, you're thin-skinned, Aethuin. You don't get an XP for that. You're thin-skinned. You don't tolerate a provocation. We need to find a place where you can actually get provoked somehow. So you can be thin-skinned for once. But, Sir Quinlan, you're definitely going to trust him, aren't you? That's 2 votes in favor of trusting.
Yeah,
so-
let's trust him. He seems trustworthy. Who else would be skulking in the bushes in front of an ancient fortress? But a trustworthy man.
I guess we're all going to stay awake. Go to sleep then. Because we all need to. Desperate to, in fact. And then he robs you all blind.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
The donkey will let us know if anything happens.
Clearly,
Yeah,
yes. That's how that works.
Or he'll just steal the donkey stuff and all.
If he needs to free his person, his friend, then it would be a dumb idea to attack you all when you're sleeping. Let's hope that he's actually speaking the truth about having a friend in there that he wants freed. Well, he succeeds with his awareness check at least, so that's something. Unlike some others, I know. And you know what? For once, you get to sleep during the evening. Everybody can get a long rest. The first time you have tried this. Oh yay, downpour. Just started at midnight. But it's super warm now. 30 degrees Celsius. Which is, the temperature has really gone up, and it's 86
dark,
Fahrenheit.
It's warm.
Yeah.
Dark, it's warm, and it's raining.
Yes.
We're in apocalypse now.
Yes. Everybody gets to get all their willpower and hit points back. You're fully rested. Grody is going to be fully rested. Feels so good. That feels pretty good, doesn't it, everybody?
Yes,
You needed that, didn't you?
indeed.
It's midnight, you're waking up around the fire. Oser is sitting there and just huddling. He's not huddling around the fire. It's the rain. His cloak is up and he just doesn't want to get wet. So he's hiding his hands under his armpits, basically. He has a short sword at the side, so he can fight. Or at least pretend to fight. Oh, very well then, companions. You have had a good rest, I hope. And nothing bad happened to us this time. I was a bit worried when you spoke so much about Manticores. How do we want to approach this castle with the evil knights? I don't want to leave my friend there for torture and death.
Perhaps those of us more versed in stealth can have a look at how any guards are posted, and then those of us with greater martial skill can come in to clear the way.
Maybe I can be of assistance. I can give you some help with diversion if you want. That way you can have an easier time sneaking in, maybe?
Luring some of them out would be a good idea, yes.
I don't know if I'll be able to lure them out, but I'll at least be able to make them pay attention to me.
How do we do climbing in this game? We want to get over the wall?
That would be climbing. That's a acrobatics check. And if you have rope, it would be easier.
I don't have rope. Does anybody else have rope?
I think Aethwin might.
Yeah, if I don't, I think the donkey does. Yeah, I have it. Yep.
Okay.
And the rope
I've
gives
got
you a
acrobatics of
boon.
12.
It gives you a boon to climbing, but it must be secured to something. And since we don't have a grappling hook, someone has to climb up and make the rope fast first.
What's everybody's acrobatics like?
Not
Horrible.
Sir Quinlan, clearly.
And I cannot fly, so I prefer to avoid high places.
Omvar has good acrobatics. Aethon has the same level. Yeah, you two are the best at acrobatics as far as I can tell. Yep. Everybody else will need that boon from the rope, so it's going to be Aethon or Omvar climbing the wall. But to get to the wall, you need to succeed with a sneaking check, because otherwise the guards might discover you.
And that's why Quinlan is hanging back for the first part.
And that's also why Oser will create the diversion. Right?
Is there any part of the wall that looks particularly good to climb, or is it just a case of wherever the guards aren't?
Yeah, it's a case of wherever the guards aren't.
We'll try and sneak.
Then, your friend Oser will, of course, try to create the diversion. And no, don't forget that you get a boon on your sneak check when Oser does this, because he's going to go over
Alright.
here. Where do you want him to do the diversion? Over here or over here? Left or right?
He can take the left, we'll go over on the right.
All right. So he's going to get himself over to this side here and start shouting and jumping. And, oi, oi! And that means that guards will be over here and looking at him when you are getting a sneaking boon to get yourself to the wall. And
Okay, so I
Omar-
failed that one. Shall I just roll it again?
Yeah, why not? Oh, you can push it, after all. Because that was like your first roll, so... There we have it! And everybody is in fact not sleeping and not lying down.
Yeah, this will be the laziest castle assault ever.
Everybody's just sleeping and...
Okay, and
So,
I'll try and go up the wall.
Omvar at the wall. And Omvar will now try to scale the wall, apparently. Does anyone else want to try to get sneaking here while there is, in fact, a diversion? Though I will say, it's going to be a boon, but maybe you want to wait until Omvar has, in fact, fixed the rope. I don't know. Aethwin, you're pretty good at sneaking, maybe? Or who is good at sneaking?
Yeah.
Look at that. Omvar gets up on the wall. Everything got dark because you're doing this in the dark. Good for you, Aethon. You are now by the wall, and Omvar has in fact gotten up and made a rope secure there, so everybody will get a boon on that. I guess it's time for the rest of us to try and sneak over there, isn't it?
I
Why is she marked as sleeping? There we go. Okay. Who is gonna do some sneaking here? Sir Quinlan, do you dare to do any sneaking, or are we waiting for Omvar and Aethwin?
am waiting.
Okay. Omvar, Aethwin, if you want to climb, you have an acrobatics with a boon now, thanks to the rope. Grody's sneaking skill is actually not terrible, so he's going to try to sneak. Because he has a boon thanks to the diversion. Who goes there? Get out of here! Grody is there. He made it.
Do the guards have lit torches, or are they relying on their night?
They have lanterns. Let me show you what it looks like, in fact. Light. Like that. They are currently... I have a feeling it's actually like that. Yeah, there we go. And... same thing here. So they're both checking out Oser. Get out of here! This place is not for you! Yeah, go away! Shall I describe the wall itself, maybe? It is as tall as 3 fully grown humans, cracked, weathered, covered in vines, but still sturdy. There's 2 cracks, actually. You have the crack here on the northern wall, which would allow you to actually get through without... You can see a view of the courtyard and the bonfire, and so we have a bonfire. A huge one, right there. It's the glow, I should say. So it's more like this. And there's some light coming from various places. And yeah, you can get through the crack without even climbing, actually. So I guess we made the whole rope thing redundant. It was a good choice to go.
Omvar climbs up and then drops the rope down, and the camera just pans off to the side, and you're walking through a crack in the wall.
Exactly. I guess that means that the rest of you all are going to try to sneak. Are we, Sir Quinlan?
Is that a good idea?
There's a boon. You could make it. Or do you not want the bad sneakers to sneak? Because, like, all of these people are bad at sneaking, including the elves.
Probably best to just wait.
Alright, you're gonna wait. Omvar and Aethwin and Grody are making your way into the courtyard itself. Look at you go. There's a huge tree standing to your left. A half-dead tree. It doesn't look like much. Sprawling, bone-dry crown, covered in wrinkled bark, bare, but for a handful of small fruits, ball-shaped fruits, almost. Yeah. The surrounding wall is so overgrown with thorns, so dense that the circle of marble at its top is barely visible. Yeah, you can see the glow of a bonfire, and then there's the courtyard. Pretty substantial.
Okay, I'm reading The World's End, so I've learned to fear the dry tree. So I am going to do sense magic on this tree.
Very well. Have you spent your willpower point for this purpose? There we go.
Now, yep, done it.
There is magic in this tree. It's faint. It's not very strong. But yes, this tree is magic. The fruits are magic.
Can I do what was this, like some history or legend or what is it to maybe know what this might be? I'm not
Myth
good
and
at myths and
legends, but I'm gonna... Yeah, myths and legends, but I'm gonna... yeah, go ahead with the myth and legends roll.
I suck at this, so if anybody else is better...
You
this may be your
succeeded,
thing.
though! And you'll be going, oh, this is the place... This must be the golden apples.
There's no golden apples on it or piled up on the ground around it.
But there are golden apples on it. Oh, yeah. There is, in fact, 3. They're small apples. It's hard to see any color on them right now, but they glint a little bit in the dark, maybe from the embers of the bonfire, which must have been huge. Maybe. Why don't you roll an awareness check as you are there as well? Because it's dark.
The first time we get into a confrontation with one of these people, somebody does need to talk to them because we've only been told so far they're evil. There may be something else going on here, so we don't want to just go to lethal force immediately.
Yeah, Ophelia is absolutely of the same opinion, though she can't express that because she's waiting outside. But she's been very nervous about the whole thing. Like, she's been saying it doesn't make any sense that Knights of Eledain would do bad things, basically, is what she's saying. But yeah, you see a marble circle on the top of the wall, and carved into the marble surface are ancient letters. You can't recognize the letters immediately, though. You will need a language check to be able to read this. Then, the golden tree will be forever in the care and possession of House Stonecloak. Such is the agreement with the tree's keeper and soul, Rotlaug, bound to this place in perpetuity.
Oh, Rotlaug is the spirit of the tree.
Apparently, yeah. Where did Aethwin go? Oh, there. So you're also by the tree, then. Yeah. What's next, I wonder?
So do we want to keep doing more?
Should I put 3 apples in your backpack, then? Is that what we're saying? Or are we doing the loot later?
If they're there to be taken, I guess we might as well take them.
Very well. New item. Golden apple. Wait. They count as...
This had better not finish the tree off.
No. They count as tiny. So, they don't even weigh anything. Isn't that nice? Golden apple. Tiny. Oh, why do I do it that way? When I can just bump like that, and... Quantity, you have 3. Good for you. Alright, so here we are, in the dark, in the mysterious castle. And, yeah, what might happen next? I don't know.
Okay, do we want to sneak around on the surface more or get inside where there's light?
Aethwin, you're the one who has the voice here, because Sir Quinlan is waiting outside for you to mess things up. Then he'll come storming. on his very short legs.
Yes, we can. We just can't see anything. It's a concern.
It is. Do you want to light a torch?
I don't think that's wise.
I'm going to say that you get boons on sneaking checks in here just because.
Can we move around a little bit over in this area to see?
I suppose you can, yeah. Grody's coming with you. Let me tell you about this area, shall I? This is the area where you all died. No, is it? Okay, Omvar is going. I see where you're going. Feel free to move your token if you want. Wait, before you do that, I just realized something. Omvar, when you're standing over here, because you moved that far, you will notice that there's like a rim of light underneath the door of this little shed here. It's not enough to make a lot of light coming out, but are we rolling sneaking to get close enough to this area?
Sure. Do you need me to re-roll again, or?
No, I want Omvar to roll, because he was the one who was sneaking up on this place. Very well. You can hear two women's voices. One is irritated and threatening, the other one is very defiant. Why refuse? If just translate on the cellar door, you're free to get your out of here. No, let me go. If you nicely, I might you, but coercion and threats, never.
So are we going in?
I don't know. Are you going in?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Is it bash the door in?
Let's get into the SWAT stack.
That's SWAT stack. Grody will have to roll a sneaking. And so will Aethuin. You know what? I can make Grody angry. He's ill-tempered after all. So he gets a boon on the sneaking. Ah! He's gonna get disheartened. No, scared. Scared is what he's gonna get. Because he's already getting angry. Yeah, that would work. Whew, that worked. Just barely. Okay, so Grody has succeeded in sneak, and so has Aethuin, so I guess we're all getting up to the positions as the conversation inside continues. And then the door opens, and a person inside is standing right there and sees Aethuin and Omvar and Grody immediately because you're right there. She is a knight dressed in a cloak. Let me describe her for you properly, shall I? Where did I go? Here we are. No, that's not it. She has a cloak and a belt buckle, and you can see the symbol of a dragon very visible on both the cloak and the cloak buckle. You will be able to roll a Myths and Legends here to identify what that might be. She's gonna spot Aethwin, but not necessarily Omvar and Grody, because they are in the shadows. Oh, look at that! Someone spots things, realizes things. Omvar and Aethwin both know what this sign means. Grody is too angry to know. It's the sign of the Knights of Eledain. She's gonna be like, "Hey, you, Aethwin, what are you gonna do?" Her hand is going straight to her belt here.
If I know what they are, like, are they evil or?
Are they? The Keepers of the Immaculate Flame is what this faction is called. The religious order of monks and knights who worship the Dragon Emperor Eledain. They see themselves as the heir of the ancient Dragon Knights, and apparently want to establish the Eledain Empire based on the principle of the cleansing fire. But you also know that they hate demons.
What to do here? Sounds very complicated.
Yes, it would be.
Yeah, in this case, Omvar will just step out with the ready
Yeah.
and just say to him, "People tell us you good guys, but also you kidnapping people. Explain."
She has a longsword at the belt and a large shield on the back and her red long hair, of course. And she's looking at you. Explain? Why do I have to explain myself to you? We are going to reestablish the Dragon Empire. We have goals of our own with being here, and they are the goals that matter. I see that you managed to sneak past our guards. Maybe you would be better guards than they are. How much would you charge? You can see inside is, in fact, shackled the elf woman. What do we want to do?
Omvar will just, with the bow still drawn back, say, "First explain prisoners."
She can help us translate the ancient text. She's gonna put the shield on her. It's ready on her arm. She hasn't drawn her sword yet, though. Just in case you let loose that arrow. Do you have, like, mystic symbols on your cloak or something, Omvar?
Probably, yeah, but it's from a very long way away, so I'm not sure if anybody from here would recognize any of them. They're all the sort of animist gods, like it's not one particular god, it's like the many spirits of the steppe is from.
The words on the in the script are written in Elvish. She's gonna look over your shoulder to Aethwin. Maybe you will volunteer to read the text for us.
Okay.
See? And she looks back at this woman. That wasn't so hard, was it? We'll keep the woman here until you've read the text. That's acceptable to you? And after that, we'll let her go. She won't be any use for us.
And other prisoners?
Other prisoners? We don't have any other prisoners.
Told she's not the only one.
Oh, you mean the cultist? Yes, we found a Sathmog cultist. He's no longer with us. That's what the bonfire was for. You are
description?
not demon worshippers, are you? And her hand goes to the hilt of her sword.
No, of course not. Who would do that?
Meanwhile, outside, Sir Quinlan is standing there with 2 elves and Ophelia and Oser, who is gonna disappear into the night and join you. While if Oser's friend was a demon worshipper, what does that make Oser? Maybe he didn't know about it,
What a man does in his own time.
right? Was Oser a demon worshipper too, or was it just this guy that they apparently burned on the bonfire?
If it's casual worship, it's fine, but as long as you don't summon anything.
Umvar Aethwin, what are we thinking about this night as she speaks about how they burned a cultist on the bonfire?
It's incredibly concerning. Also, kidnapping people. Wondering what's going on here, but
I'm thinking the course of action here is, since you already offered to read the text,
Yeah.
you can do it, and then by reading it, you will probably know more of what's going on.
yeah, I think that's our best bet there.
Very well. She will take a step outside, close the door behind. Come with me. Yeah, it smells a bit of burnt flesh near the bonfire.
Concerning. Hope they weren't eating the person.
Yeah, it measures 3 meters in diameter. It's still hot, and yeah, that could be concerning maybe. The door it's a bronze door, and she will knock on it, and out comes, or to the door comes a man. You'll hear one enormous boom inside, blocking the door from the inside, being pushed aside, allowing you to enter. And it's another night. And a couple of sleeping people in sleeping beds here. Oh, there's another fire here. We should have some fire, shouldn't we? There's definitely a fire. We need a fire right now. There we go. Fire. Maybe not that big.
Capture a smaller cultist as well.
If you have a small cultist, then burn the cultist on a small fire. Yeah, that makes sense.
Sure.
You have to adapt your fire to the cultist size. In this case, the fire is definitely for light, not there. We're stepping into the place itself, where the bonfire is lit. Grody's coming in too. Umvar staying outside there apparently.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on where the hostage is.
Yeah, the other knight is standing there too. Ah, who is this? Delia? He says in a very haughty voice. And it's Delia will say, these are very competent adventurers, and they say that they can read the poem for us. Oh, excellent. Let's go ahead then. So our incompetent guards didn't see them coming in? They were supposed to raise the alarm. We'll have to fire them, I suppose. Maybe do you want work to man the ramparts here and keep our castle safe from trespassers like yourselves, as it turns out? Slightly ironic. We can pay you for that.
And we'll say, you see your aims first. You know, like kidnappers.
Nikleon snorts a bit. kidnapping, we needed someone to read this text. And I really do not care how they do it. If I need to force someone to do it, nothing is more important than our mission. You are now inside the keep. How high it once was is impossible to say, but now the ground floor is all that remains. Light seeps out through the tall, narrow window openings, partly covered by creeping vines, and the patinated bronze door keeps the keep safe. Yeah. Inside there is a cellar door. Right here. It's patinated, but not as much as the door to the keep. It has no normal lock and... yeah. They've obviously tried to unlock it. You see this hole here? There's a bunch of pickaxes lying around here. So apparently they've been trying to hack their way through the floor.
Interesting.
Yeah, since we couldn't get through the door, we have tried to get through the floor. The cellar door is absolutely massive, ironclad. The upper door of the cellar door, there is an inscription in an ancient language. And below it is a tree with a leafy crown. I guess we're all going up to that place, aren't we? They're also going to wake up these guys, just in case. Adventurers know everything about not getting enough sleep, right? Why don't we... as you look at these... because that's what we're doing, right? Aethwin and Omvar? No, Aethwin only, because Omvar is still by the outer door. You will see an inscription in an ancient language, and there's a tree, as I said, with a leafy crown. And you see also 5 horizontal indentations at chest height, each one round and about the size of a silver coin. A bright yellow crystal lens has already been placed in the leftmost indentation. And why don't we do a languages check for Aethwin and Grody, perhaps? He's very good at languages. And apparently so are you. Unfortunately, Grody is also angry, so he fails. Is he gonna get dazed, maybe? Okay, dazed. Ah, this time it succeeded. So both of you can read it. Oh, I can't read it properly. I need to see. Let me some light here. I'll clean my eyeglasses here. There we go. Yeah. Aethwin, you're gonna read this text.
The drop is east of the heart, but not in the center. The heart is not by the leaf, but just east of the sun. The sun is neither in the far west nor the far east. The moon is next to the drop alone. The leaf is west of the heart.
We have ourselves a riddle here. And you know what? I think, because I'm looking at the time, this is actually a perfect cliffhanger to think about this. Yeah. And maybe give you some XP and all that sort of thing. And we will say thank you to our audience for following this at this particular juncture. Ah, it's a cliffhanger. And may you always roll dragons, sacrifice to the gods by chatting in our chat or commenting in, leave a comment about who you might fancy most here. Are the Knights of Eledain or are the worshippers of Southmog, the evil demon prince? Who do you want to... I don't know who our viewers might worship, but you will tell us in your comments, right? Yeah, we'll find out soon enough what this cryptic poem might mean. See you all in a week.